Hey family, I just have a quick message for you. God showed me last week that he said people are about to change the way they act towards you, okay? He said it's crazy how people change once they realize you're not the enemy, okay? So I was doing some studying, and God kind of took me through to Joseph this past week, and what God was showing me through the text was how Joseph's brothers first started off hating him so much just because God was giving him a vision. They started feeling in themselves that Joseph was trying to act like he was better than, even though that's not what Joseph was trying to do, or make them feel like. They just had those feelings for themselves, okay? And so, because they had those feelings, they allowed the enemy to use them to try and kill and destroy Joseph. But all it did was put him in the position God wanted him to be in to begin with, so he could serve the purpose God had for him, which was to save Israel and his family, okay? And it was like after they realized what God was trying to do through Joseph, their whole demeanor and their feelings that they had towards Joseph, that feeling of hatred and jealousy, it changed. And then they wanted Joseph to have mercy on them because of their action. It said in the word that they got scared once their father died, because they felt like once Jacob or Israel had died, that Joseph was gonna seek revenge for how they treated him. So they basically went crying to Joseph, telling them to have mercy on him, and to telling them that they would be his slaves, because they was just so scared of what he would do. But you know what? I feel like the reason God allowed Joseph to go to jail for 2 years was so that he can let go of that anger. Because I feel like before he went to jail, he was still a little bit upset about what his brothers did to him. But sitting in that jail allowed him to work through those emotions and feelings, so that he could finally just forgive his brothers for what they did to him. Because if they would have never did what they did, he would have never got to the place where God needed him to be. So I feel like that is why God allowed Joseph to go to jail for 2 years. And I feel like even after getting out of jail, he was still slick, a little upset. I think that's why he messed with his brothers a little bit, just because he was still a little bit upset. But at the end of the day, he was obedient to God, so he did what God told him to do despite his feelings. And because God had mercy on him and protected him despite what his brothers tried to do to him, in a way, it made him want to give his brothers the same mercy, okay? But, to say all of that, God was showing me through that story how quick people's energy, their behavior, will change when they realize you was never the enemy. right? That you was only trying to do what God told you to do, that at the end of the day, when God do something through somebody, it is to benefit everybody and not just that one person, okay? So once they realized that God was using Joseph to benefit everybody and not just himself, then it's like they whole emotions and everything changed towards Joseph. So God said, you know, in the beginning, they gonna be angry, they gonna hate you and everything, but then once they see what God is trying to do through you to help them, then they whole behavior and emotions and that hatred and jealousy and envy, all of that is gonna change. And then they're gonna turn around and they're gonna want you to have mercy on them because of how they treated you. They're gonna want you to forgive them for the way they treated you and everything they put you through, okay? So, you know, just stay on your journey, stay encouraged. God, no matter what anybody try to do to you, God is always going to protect you, especially when you're a good person, you don't have any bad intentions towards nobody, and you're being obedient to Him and you're being obedient to His word. He will always protect you no matter what anybody think or feel about what you got going on or what you doing, okay? He will be there for you, all right? I hope this message helps somebody. I love y'all. Y'all have a great day.